Hey guys, it's Mo, and this week we're talking about initiations. Sorry this video is a day late. I had some computer problems going on with my computer dying after school and not having my computer cord to recharge it and all that stuff, so it's going up right now. Anyway, like I said, we're talking about initiations this week, and I've been through a couple that I can remember off the top of my head. The first initiation I really ever experienced or can really connect as being an initiation was when I was in high school for band camp, or it was during the school year, but we called it Slave Week. And the idea was that all the freshmen were slaves to all the seniors. And they would have us dress up in crazy costumes and do silly things during, rehearsal nights and everything like that. My thing for my senior was that I had to say what every time the band director or one of the drum majors said band, which was a lot. One of the other guys in my section, in the tuba section, had to bark every time he was asked a question. It was just silly, stupid stuff like that. Some of them had, some sophomores, some freshmen had to propose to seniors and all kinds of other crazy stuff. So, but they don't do that anymore because we had a little situation with someone taking it too far, and Slave Week came to an end my freshman year. Anyway, other than that, the next one would obviously be boot camp. Now, I know that there are some people out there that I've recently been having conversations with that don't agree with pagans being in the military, and that's fine. You can have your opinion because that's what my job was to do, was protect that opinion. But my initiation was basically it was basically a 3-month long initiation. When I first showed up in the van after I landed in Georgia and drove up to South Carolina, where Paris Island is, and we got on as soon as we started crossing the bridge to get onto the island. We were told that we had to close our eyes and put our heads between our knees so that we couldn't see where we were going. As soon as we parked, and the first drill instructor I saw opened up the van door, he was a big black guy, and he was scary as all hell. And right away he started yelling that if we thought about leaving, we would be prosecuted under the UCMJ, which is the Uniform Code of Military Justice, which is a whole different separate set of rules that the military has to follow on top of civilian rules. Examples of them are, adultery and disrespect towards officers and whatnot. I'm making a video specifically all about being pagan in the military. My personal channel, I'll link to it when it's up and everything. But anyway, beyond that, there's all kinds of crazy, the first thing you do when you get off that van is you stand on the yellow footprints, which are really, really famous. I still remember the exact set that I stood on when I arrived to Paris Island. I could go there and point them out to you. And everything's a process of initiation. You go through your first month of boot camp, and you finally get to wear blouses on your boots, and that's when they do the whole tucking under motion that you get with the that you see with the camis. So they have the boot, and then you take a boot band, which is basically like a rubber band with hooks on the end, and you put it around your ankle, and you attach it, and then you take all the material from your pant leg and you fold it under, so it's that nice poofed is the best word I can think of it. Poofed kind of look, whatever. It basically looks like our pants are tucked into our boots. You don't get to do that until the first week of our first month of boot camp is over, and then during the second month, then you get to wear a name tag for the first time. And all that stuff can be taken away from you as well. They use it as a form of discipline. If the platoon gets in trouble, you unblast your boots, and it's embarrassing. Another thing that we had was, if you look at pictures, we all carried a flag with a number on it, and that was called our guidon. And the guidon had the platoon number on it, and it was a source of identity for the whole platoon. And when we would get in trouble, that would be furled, or basically our drill instructors would wrap it around the pole and rubber band it off so that no one could know who your platoon was. It was you had your identity stolen. Um, and when you first get to boot camp, it is yellow with red numbers, and then when you are the most senior platoon in the battalion, they change it to red with yellow numbers. Um, there's all kinds of different traditions and uh, achievements that you make as a whole platoon. Um, Basically, like I said, it's basically a 3-month initiation. The things that you go through and the things you do and what you experience as a group and the family you become. Um, it's a really, really big deal. And even now being out of the military, all of it still has a huge impact. And it becomes such a huge part of your life that it's hard not to talk about it at least once in your everyday living. Um, Other than that, I have not been in any kind of, religious kind of initiation other than baptism, but I don't really consider that an initiation. It's just kind of a process or a step. Um, I will be having my dedication for my year and a day of study on Halloween this year. Um, so I haven't experienced a pagan initiation or anything like that. And as far as getting degrees up through your path, I don't intend to follow a path that has degrees. I just think it's kind of silly. I'm not trying to rag on anybody who follows the Wiccan degrees and stuff like that. Because if that makes you happy and that's what you want to do, that's totally cool. But it's just in my experience with the military, when you give people rank above other people, they tend to flaunt it. And I don't think that's the best idea in a religious situation. It works great for the military. It's freaking awesome. But I just don't feel like it works very well on a religious standpoint. And I just think that sometimes, especially when you put that title in the wrong person's hands, it can be a little sketchy. And a lot of people tend to abuse what they think is power, and it can be a bad experience for everybody. But that's all I got for you guys for this week. I need to get going to school, but I will talk to you guys later, and have a great week.